Greetings and salutations, friends. So, I made a small mistake. I started grinding to level up my jobs, my classes. Well, apparently, the only way you can level up a class is to get into battles. Makes sense, right? But, there is a caveat. You have to be of a certain level for each area. So if you happen to be stronger than the enemies in an area, you will not get any credit towards your class level up. So I spent quite a bit of time trying to level up my classes for certain characters and couldn't. And I kind of realized that, well, apparently maybe my level's too high. I looked it up, and yeah, the internet confirmed my suspicions. But that's okay, we'll just press on. It's not a huge setback. It just means that some characters are going to actually be further along in their class. Oh, that's not good. This means some characters are going to be further along in their class progression than others. Like, that's kind of funny when you think about it. It's kind of ass backwards, really. But like Ashlyn, who tends to be a lower level than everyone else, is actually much more adept at her dancer class. So, yeah, there we go. So we can do some exploration. And I'm going to talk to Madame Luca here because she'll tell us some stuff. I did look all this stuff up. This isn't just me being really good at the game or anything. Ah, you again. Madame Luca knew you were coming, but sometimes it is fun to be acting surprised, yes? Madame Luca watched your marvelous fight through her crystal ball. Best seat in the house, come in, come in. Maybe Madame Luca will treat you to one of her dishes. This is unnecessary, but it's good for a little bit of plot development. It has been an age since old Madame Luca wore her apron, but she foresees a treat in your future. Now eat. What are you waiting for? Tuck in before the lard gets hard. Oh. Ha-hee! The party dines on Madame Luca's mysterious dishes and enjoys a relaxed evening. That's good, because I needed some, healing. Now we will see what Madame Luca has to say. Ahee! You're making old Madame Luca nostalgic. She was just thinking of when she first met Millie. Ah, Millie, you were such a lost little lamb at the time. Completely clueless you were. But now look at her, she is part of a team. Even if you all get lost, you'll always have each other. That is enough, yes? And Millie says, Madame Luca. Yeehaw! Now the first thing you must do is board a ship near here. Sail her north, follow the coast, yes? Then, yes, keep sailing past Port Haven and you'll eventually arrive at a village called Scrimsely. Here you will meet someone. Who could it be? Ha-hee. So we're going to get some clues regarding, you're going to get some clues regarding, Millie's background and all that. You have to forgive me, I'm a little distracted here. Oh, man, why did I talk to her again? They really kind of just repeat themselves in this game. Usually, like, they would modify the text a little, or they'd say something else. But, yeah, they tend to repeat themselves. But, hey, whatever. It works, it works, it works. Is that a well? So we want to try to... You can only really sail around the inner city. So we want to try to get to a boat that's in the inner city. As you can see, I kind of ditched Nevin. We'll probably bring him back. I'm probably going to make him some kind of super mage. I forget what the term is. I think it's sage in this game. That was really kind of the end-all be-all in Dragon Quest III. At least for some characters. I don't want to make a generalization there. There are places we can visit. Maybe we'll do that. I guess this is Scrimsely, or is that Port Haven? That's gotta be Port Haven. So Scrimsely's probably up here. We are going to visit some places like Somnia, I think. Those waves are very dangerous, by the way. They can really damage the whole party. Here we go, here we go. So here's the thing. I don't know what it does. I actually haven't been here. There's a mermaid. A nice 3D ship. And she kind of runs away. I guess things have to happen, probably, before we get to her. This is something I really love about older games. I mean, some newer games have it too. You know, I don't want to make too many generalizations here, but you know, sometimes you'd find things that are really kind of different. I thought that was a cool area. So is this Scrimsely up here? Can I get off the boat? Yeah. Well, that's a nicer version of the map. I guess I can't. Actually, I've actually never disembarked from this boat. Oh, you know, you just push on the coast. That's good to know. I will always zoom out of it. Just cast zoom, get out, right? It works. As you can see, we're not really getting any job level ups or anything. It might be a while, because we're really, really over-leveled. But, you know, that's okay. And that was something I was really suspicious of. I was thinking, well, they probably did something. First of all, because this game is, you know, Final Fantasy VI's counterpart. I keep saying that, but it is. And Final Fantasy VI kind of discouraged you from over-leveling if you wanted a super, super strong party. You had to kind of underlevel and wait until you had a good collection of Vespers for the bonuses you get from them on level ups. That was really a trend, I think, in the 16-bit era. Okay, so Scrims Lee is up there. That was really generally a trend in the 16-bit era because I think they were trying to get away, you know, from the grinding that was so common in NES. You know, Final Fantasy 1 was a grind fest. The Dragon Warrior games were grind fest. Final Fantasy 2. Well, I'm not going to talk about Final Fantasy 2. We'll have to cover that game because that was a whole other can of worms. I imagine Final Fantasy 3 was a grind fest. You know, just so many of these games are just grinding. And, so I think they were trying to get away from that by the time the 16-bit era rolled around. At least some companies in some cases. So, you know, a great way to incentivize players not to grind would be to, you know, kind of limit how much you can level up your classes. Or, you know, put a system like the Esper system. You saw a bit of that. And that kind of went away. And I'm lazy. I'm just going to zoom over to, who was it? It was, we want to go to Port Haven. I think something happens there. I'm just kind of backtracking a little bit. There's story stuff. Nothing really important. I think we can talk to Carver's parents. I think we talked to the mayor in here. No, I'm really digressing. Oh, here we go. Johann, Ella. Ella. Johann! At last we are together, my love. Oh, Johann, I've waited so long for this. I think we best leave them to it. Let's go back downstairs. So there we go. How cute. How lovely. But yeah, I was talking about grinding and stuff, but yeah, these games did kind of have mechanics introduced into them. Either discourage it, or in some cases even make it easier. I remember Earthbound actually had the opposite. If you got strong enough to kill an enemy in a single hit, and like on the very first turn, you would actually not have to fight that enemy. So you would get the experience and money though, all that. But yeah, so, you know, as I was saying though, they did kind of try to decondition players from grinding so much. Did it work? Probably not. Now that, you know, come to think about it, because you didn't really see so much of that in PlayStation games. It was kind of really back to the old ways. But, you know, maybe that's something I'll make a video about, I'll talk about it, or write about it. I really would have to play a lot more games though before I could make a definitive conclusion on that. You know, I'm just talking about my own experiences, which are somewhat limited at this point. So what's this? This is what we want. Ahoy, Mum! Avast! Who said that? There's only one boy who calls me Mom. It's you! It's you, Carver! I, must have had you worried sick, Never mind that, love. You're home now, and that's that. Ahoy, come and have a look. Carver's back. He's really back this time. Blimey! Pipe down. Terrible British accent. Sorry to all my British viewers if I have any. That was awful. I told you I can't work with all your blabbering. No, you pipe down, you. It's alright, Mom. He's got every right to want to saw off my head off. Oh my god. I did leave you to and go off on my own and everything like that. But Carver. And I've got to shove off again. I'm afraid. I've got to shove off again, I'm afraid. That is an awkward rereading. I won't be able to come back for a while. There's things I've got to take care of, you see. Don't go welling up on me. This town's got enough salty water already. I'm sorry, Mom. Oh, Carver, I'm fine. As long as I know you're safe, I'll be alright. Don't worry about me. I've gotten used to just being your dad. Just being your dad. Excuse me. You go, Carver. You go, Carver. Do what you gotta do, and when you're done, we'll come back, You can bet on it. You're my family, and that's that. Alright, Mom. This ship's got to sail, and Dad, take care of yourself, alright? So this guy's a carpenter's son. And his parents named him Carver. I totally completely expect that from this game. I never say this in front of that wife of mine. Whatever it is we want to do, son, just come back home once you've done it, alright? He's an old-fashioned kind of guy. And we'll go visit Somnia. And you know what? We can... Oh! No, I know. He hasn't learned any non-battle spells. So we will cast Zoom, we'll make life easier. I guess this is Somnia in the real world. Just going off what I read from the guide. I think there's a few more places we can check out. But, like, honestly, there's not much we can do. So we'll just, you know... You're looking at Somnia Castle. Oh, it's you. Please go on through. We'll just go pop in and visit the king and queen. And I think I'm going the wrong way again. I always get lost in this castle. Like every other game ever, you pretty much just go straight up and you get to the third room. Honestly though, this makes a little more sense. Oh, well, I think we went to the wrong Somnia. Yeah. Oh, he talks a lot. Okay. So yeah, wrong Somnia. Check out the other Somnia. Alright. What do we want? What do we want? We want to switch roles. I really wish I hadn't leveled up so much. I wish I'd known. Because, you know, you could really kind of get to work on these classes. One thing I want to do... I don't know if I'll unlock the classes for everyone. But one thing I do want to do is to kind of experiment with like classes and equipment combinations and stuff like that. I have a lot of fun doing that. I love that kind of stuff. In Final Fantasy V, I had a character, yeah, I think it was 5. I had a character who pretty much couldn't get hit by physical attacks. They had like 2 ninja swords. One was, I think it was called the Guardian Blade or the Main Gauche. And, you know, it was like a blocking weapon. Block with that. They had an evade accessories, you know, crazy stuff. So, I like doing that stuff, and I'll see what we can do in this game. Maybe we can do something really, really cool. There are things like the evade cloaks and paralyzed daggers and stuff like that, so I am going to try to hold on to gear, figure out how the classes work. And so, what is this? Oh my. So this is Apnea and Somnus. See, this is what we came back to Somnia for, kids. Alright, I guess we'll talk to Apnea. This is their dream. His Majesty pinched me earlier, swear to goddess. He used to be all business, no matter how much I batted my eyes or shook my tush. He must have been focusing on beating her all day long. All day strong, that's what I get. Oh man. I guess that's Apnea. I guess. Of course we have, you know, Randy Young King Somnus here. There you are. I knew you'd show up sooner or later. It's me, not Apnea, the real King Somnus. Recognize me? Yeah. I saw you earlier. Shh, keep it down. Anyway, I must admit, I rather like this younger body of mine. This may merely be a dream, but I feel like I've turned back the clock. As the murderer of this world, I was being controlled without any awareness of what I was doing, you say. But now that I have my own body back, I must say that I rather like the place. Sadly, it seems that Rusty or Captain Blade is nowhere to be found in this world either. Curse that Keating. I feel terrible for what he did to Rusty while I was asleep. Well, at least Oh well, at least both Somnias... What? Both Somnias, okay. We're now at peace. It's... for that I am supremely grateful. Sure, you can all use some rest too after the ordeal you've been through. And no further orders at present, so consider yourselves off duty for the time being. Best of luck to you, Jimbobo. So yes, there we go. Ah, I've been hoping to speak with you. Thank you very much for your gallant efforts. I was worried to death about His Majesty. What a relief to see him finally return. Yes, the rigors of battle seem to have affected him a bit. My faith in him shall never waver, though. I am certain the king will resume his unflagging work ethic soon. Long live the king! 3 cheers for peace. There we go. Well, that was wasn't exactly productive, but it was certainly entertaining, right? We'll switch worlds, and now we're going to go visit Scrims Lee. Give Scrims Lee a visit, and hopefully I won't have to walk around a whole lot. Oh, well, there we go. There's the boat. A dread herring. And if you're curious, Ashlyn did get a few dancer levels. And she does have some dancer abilities. Sultry dance, weird dance, dodgy dance, huddle dance. You know, I guess they're useful. I don't really see a dancer being very effective in a boss fight. That's just me. Just because of the nature of their abilities, it seems like things that bosses would generally tend to resist in RPGs. But, you know, maybe I'll try that out. Make her a gadabout too. I think I am going to go the luminary route for her. Apparently Hero is a really broken class. I couldn't imagine. I can't imagine Hero being broken. I mean, technically, if you think about it, in the original Dragon Quest game, the character you play, you know, he doesn't have a class because he's the only character, so why even, you know, why bother mentioning what he does? And they didn't have that concept down yet. Anyway, but Nevin's priest level increases rank of monk, and he gets nothing. I guess he knew whatever. Anyway, yeah, the original hero from Dragon Quest 1, or Dragon Warrior, he was probably the class of hero, and he single-handedly defeated the Dragon Lord. Spoiler alert, a little bit late, sorry. Probably not a spoiler even. But yeah, so, you know, hero kind of makes sense that it would be broken, and you really got work for it anyway. So we'll check this town out. I'm really curious to see what Mellie's story is. Because she's so, well, you know, kind of like very matter of fact and stuff. So I've always been wondering, like, what kind of place does she come from? I actually thought she would have been, like, a big city kind of person, right? Welcome, travelers. This here is Scrims Lee, but she comes from a backwater. Now that's a surprise. I mean, I'm not saying people, you know, in rural areas are dumb or anything. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying she always had that kind of aloof demeanor you'd expect from an urbanite. You're not Scrimsely folk, are you? Well, if there's some you're after, You best talk to my old man Somnia. Welcome to the item shop. How can I serve you? Sell Somnia? I guess it is something? I've never heard that. That's not even English. It sounds like completely other different language, like Indian. Would you like some sumac? It sounds like an Indian dish. My gum, I've never seen the like of it, I tell you. Hordes of monsters there were. As you'll discover, we don't take kindly to outsiders disturbing the peace here in Scrimsely. Luckily, our Amos, hero of the hour, stopped them in their tracks. That Amos, he's a right good sort, he is. Well, they use almost as many contractions and apostrophes as Shakespeare in this game. My God. Look at you lot, swanning about with your fancy clothes and your la-di-da hairdos. You won't find me traipsed around the world. Let me tell you, everything a man needs can be found right here in Scrimsely and stand put. Probably a good idea, actually. Considering there's things that want to kill you everywhere. What's in here? Oh, we got a token. I haven't been keeping track of them all. Travelers, by all that is sacred, I beseech you, heed the word of the gods. You must leave this town by nightfall. You are not wanted here. Wow. Not nice. Now that Myrtle's gone, I fear a deluge of big city sorts visiting Scrimsely. I don't trust them as far as I can spit on. I tell you some that... Like I know something. Summit. Tell you Summit. This game. I'm not half worried about our Amos. Ever since that terrible day, he's been feeling poorly and has taken to bed. I am terribly worried about him. Yes, I read that wrong. So hung on Summit. We may have showed those monsters what for, but it's not as if we've got naught to worry about. Every night, it is now like clockwork. Hark at me gabbing away. I'm talking right loot with lather. Don't mind me, will you? So are there good weapons and stuff here? What do you need? Crap. Okay, lots of crap. What do you have? Crap. A shelmet. Why does Nevin always wear the dumbest hats? The dumbest hats, even the character, right, has dumb hats for Nevin. Oh man, too much. A Sheldon. Oh my god, how... You know, you can tell they... I think I've said this before, but you can tell they had fun making this game. Sniff, arf. Jimbobo looks at bookshelves, book entitled Canine Communications, Making Head and Tail of Your Dog. Jimbobo takes it from the shelf and reads an excerpt. The first step is to crouch down, look at your dog square in the eye, become one with the dog in your mind, and then try speaking to it. With a few simple barks and whoops, you'll begin to see signs of recognition in your dog's face. Oh man, I don't know why that's so funny. I think it's because, like, anyone who's ever owned a dog has probably done that at one point, even as a child. You know, at one point in your life you might have done that. I know, I remember being a little kid and doing that. It's too funny though. Okay, there's a book entitled A Slime Story Part 4. Jimbobo takes it from the shelf and reads an excerpt. It is I, Uzo. Excuse my shaky penmanship for having beaten black and blue. And are even bluer. I was well and truly mauled by a nameless cat in a nameless village who unleashed a nameless special attack. While he gloopily licked my wounds, I sought solace in my goo-eared copy of the quotable slime. The wise words of Lord Drippington Ooze have never rung truer. There are countless roads open to the open heart slime. Inspired by these words, I knew I could not give up if I wanted to succeed in my quests. Very nice. Slimes will actually apparently join you in this game. I don't know how, but we'll try to get a few. But luck, a scale shield, you already have 10 of them. Ouch, 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 my gum, that don't half hurt. Now, what was it that you want? What's that you say? Town hero, me? Oh, I'm no hero, I just can't stand idly by while the good folks of Scrimsely are terrorized by monsters. But that last time I got into a spot of bother and one of them little beasts bit me right on my behind. And a sharp nip on the rump is a small price to pay to see the smiles back on the faces of my good folk of Scrimsely. But now the sun is setting and I advise you to strongly find a bed for the evening. Why don't you take yourselves to the local hostelry? That's a hard word to say, hostelry. Then turn in for the night. Ouch. So maybe that priest wasn't telling us to GTFO because he was a douche? Maybe he's telling us to GTFO because this place is dangerous. I don't want to trigger any like events or anything at the moment. So we have a couple houses to visit. We're gonna just save that for the next episode. We did a little bit today. Interesting, fun stuff. And I'm sure there's plenty more dialogue to read in the epic adventure saga Lay Chasson de Jimbobo. Yeah, there's a lot more, I'm sure, to this. So I'm going to make this a slightly shorter video. I've rambled enough and, you know, all that good stuff. So thank you so much for watching. I will be back with more. And until next time, good luck and happy gaming.